We gave more than we came with also. And that is what our mission statement is at the Afrikan Poetry Theater, amongst other things. And I appreciate the fact that you have given me this platform to speak about these things, brother. And I'm going to keep saying brother very hard like this because it's Black History Month, brother. Yes, my Black History Month voice, brother. And I really want to just thank everybody for coming, everybody watching on this live stream. Everybody's watching when it's not live because we're going to chop this up and you know what we're going to do with it. And I'm next to a brother right here who actually just finished a project that I was very impressed with. And we had a deep conversation earlier. I'm not going to get into our conversation we had about how the project came about, but I just want him to speak some words on that project for a second, and we'll just chop it up.
That's what's up, Ephraim. How you doing,
Thank you, brother. I think I'm going to carry on the whole brother. Yes, definitely. My name is Ephraim Fetty Benton. I'm an indie film producer and also an actor. I've been in the business for 33 years as an actor, 17 as a film producer. So I just got the call from Mr. M, you know, late last night to come over here to support this beautiful this beautiful festival that these brothers got going on. You know, the Afrikan Theater Festival. This is a wonderful thing, especially for the next upcoming students in the making. That's a beautiful thing, you know, because they are the future, and we we need their stories and what they're going through, and it's very important that they tell their stories and what they're going through and how they see the world from their perspective. So I commend you guys on that.
Thank you, thank you.
And I know it's not easy, you know. Y'all guys got 10 years in, so that's dope. And all the workshops y'all do for the youth.
Yes.
You know, the foundation and everything. But as far as me, I got a project coming out called, I got a few projects coming out, but my main project coming out right now is called Bloody Money. It streams on different streaming platforms on the 24th, February 24th. Cable network, Spectrum, Cox. It's going to be on Fandango. It's going to be a few different places.
I got the list right here. Let
Yeah,
me back you up.
I was about to pull out the list.
I got you. Hold on. Let me. We got Cox. We got Fandango. Now, what you said. We got Spectrum, Fios, Plex. What else? Prime Video, and there's another logo on here. One that I don't recognize.
Yeah, that's probably like in the West Coast or something. I think it's Outreach or something like that. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but that's like the first run. You know, afterwards, probably like a month from now, it'll be coming on Apple TV.
That's dope.
Tubi, other places and everything. We're working on Peacock right now, and that's a dope film that's directed by Bridget Turner, a female director. It's produced by me and her produced it as well, but it's executive produced by my business partner, Sean Lindsay.
Salute to
He
them.
go by the name of Turtle. We have a company together called MoMI Fetty Group, and it's also executive produced by Justice Champ. That's my other good friend that they put up their money, financed it and everything, and we made it happen.
That's what's up.
It started out as a pilot, and when we saw like the final product, we were like, you know what? We need to turn this into a film. So from there, we just made it happen over the course of a year and a half. It's a lot of things, situations that came into play. So, you know, as a producer is about problem solving and making things happen and putting schedules together and just figuring it out. And we figured it out, and it was picked up by Porter and Craig Distribution.
Nice.
Fire. Let me ask you something really quick. I want to know, when did you start actually making films? Because I know you probably started acting first, because you've got a lot of great success in the acting field, right? So I would imagine that making films came after. Am I right to assume that? Or did you start making films first?
Nah, it came afterwards. Like I said, I've been in the business as an actor for 33 years and as a film producer 17. So with film producing, I started off with shorts. You know, kind of what you guys are doing right now. So shorts is a definitely powerful medium to get your exposure and to get out there and to make a name, a calling for yourself. So I definitely encourage you guys to do that, and it helps you figure out your voice, you know, and your message and what you want to say. So definitely, I put 2 shorts together, put a team together that was hungry at that time, and I put it in film festivals. You know, one of them was called Brown Paper Bags, and the other one was called Three Quarters of Face Value, that I had wrote and produced and kind of co-directed.
You ain't kind of co-directed. You co-directed that joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know.
You know. But all right, so when you got into making films from being an actor, was it like a lack of opportunity that made you want to start making films as well, or you just knew you had the talent to do so you decided to do it?
It wasn't the. Yes, you know, I consider myself very talented and all that, but it's really the first part that you said, where it's like a lack. I've been in the business so long and around different casting directors that it's like once they see your face so many times, you know, you kind of start drying up and they don't give you those same calls, even though you might be considered a veteran, because the casting director is always looking for that next face to discover that new star.
Right.
So, you know, when you've been around the block so many times, you know, and you're not getting those same calls that you were before, you know, you come to a point in your career where it's like, what's your next moves, and you gotta figure it out.
Right.
And that's for everybody. That doesn't make that, even if you're a musician, behind the scenes as a producer, like you hot, you know, everybody's calling you and picking up your phone calls, but when that fades, it's like, how do you figure out? So I always talk about reinventing yourself. Like I done reinvented myself probably about 5 different times, and you have to do that.
Thanks.
So with me, like I had a baby face where I was much older than I look. So for so long, you know, I was able to play the whole teenager market. But as you get to a certain point, you don't look like a teenager no more. And during that time when I started, it wasn't really roles for like late 20s. It was like teenager to like 23.
Right.
Around that, you know. If you think about it, you know, you got back in the days, the Breakfast Club and all them, like, you know, those was grown folks playing like little teens and all that.
Facts.
You know, when you think about it. But yeah, it got to a point where it's like, I need to do something. You know, I was living in Hollywood for like about 7 years. I moved back to New York. And then that's when I got into the guerrilla filmmaking and everything, making stuff happen and, you know, just making stuff happen out of nothing. People were hungry. Everybody's kind of in that same boat. And we just was getting it in. And that's when I started.
Yeah, I commend you for, you know, rolling up your sleeve and doing it yourself, because there's a lot of people that get stuck in that rat race of Hollywood, right? Where they just like, look, I want to be put in a film. I don't want to make my own film. But you actually said, nah, I'm going to come back home, roll up my sleeve, and I'm going to make it happen still. You know, and I'm sure I'm pretty sure you had some antagonizers, right, that Because when I lived in Cali for a bit too, and when you move back to New York, people seem to think is a reason you move back. Like they seem to act like you failed or something,
Couldn't
right?
make
When
it.
you move back, right? Like I resent that every time when I came back. First of all, I was living in Oakland, and everybody thought I was in L.A. just because I'm in Cali, right?
Yeah.
Then was you in L.A.? You in L.A., right? And then I was like, nah, I was not. I'm in the Bay. But then I come back, they be like, what happened? Why did you come back though? It's like, because I came back. What are you talking?
Yeah.
And it's not like this. We still from the best city in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like we still tapped all the way in here in New York. So I don't understand. You know what I mean? You faced that when you came back, that type of scrutiny, or was everybody just happy to see you because they see you on television and now you back?
It's both. You know, because I'm somebody that, in my hood, I come from the hood I'm from, Tompkins Projects. You know, you got Jay-Z and Memphis Bleak and Marcy up the block, and then my projects, you know, Tracy Morgan. You know,
Can I say something real quick? I don't know what they thought. Them dudes just fell out just like us.
Exactly. You know what it is. So you know, but during that time they were older and they were kind of out there already or making stuff happen. So during that time, like I was like the only young cat just on my own wavelength, just making stuff happen.
Right.
And you know, I had to support people cheering me on. So like when people would see me and stuff, whether you know we had some low key haters or whatever, people were like genuinely happy, like yo, encouragement and everything. But you always have those people like, yo, what's going on? The more they don't see you on TV, it's like, yo, what you got going on? You know. But for me, I was like, I pivoted. I'm behind the scenes now. Like I still jump in front of the camera, but it was important for me in order for me to really get out there and take my career into the next level. I had to create my own role.
Right.
So that's what really made me get into indie filmmaking. You know, like I'm gonna create my own roles and put myself in my own films.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the number one. Cause like I said, I wasn't getting calls anymore. So it's like, how I'm gonna get my face out there.
Let me ask you. So if you were getting calls, because I think I know the answer to this, but if you were getting calls, would you still have made your own films?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Definitely. But it's just that, you know, depending on the circumstances and everything, it's kind of, if your hand is forced now. So it's like, all right, I gotta get it. Listen, from the hood, man. You know, so whatever I was going through at that time is nothing compared to growing up in the hood and the trials and tribulations I had to face or whatever. So it was really nothing
Cakewalk.
for me.
I'm gonna let Smidge take it, but I'm gonna say one more thing before we get into, because we want to hear about this film that you got that's out right now, or coming out right now. But I want to talk about some of the pivots. So some of the pivots I saw were you lending your celebrity, if you don't mind me saying that, right, to film, to actually music videos. Like I seen you in Manolo Rose's video. I think you were in more music videos than that too. You want to shout some of them out and tell us how you got into that? Was it something that you wanted to do, or they met you and they was like, nah, I gotta get you in this video?
Nah, it wasn't even that. Like I know Manolo before he became Manolo. You know what I'm saying? So because he from around the way, so
Slash around my way too.
Yeah.
He from the Rock. He from the Rock too.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, him and his brother.
Yeah. Little Canal.
So when they was coming up with that concept, I actually approached them like, yo, I would love to play that role in the video of like that. And that's when they was like, oh yeah, that's a dope idea. And we just made it happen.
So you had the vision.
So as far as music videos, shout out to Tuffy over there. Been doing videos since back in the day, since Taro Brothers and all that, you know, Yuli and all them. So Jesse and all them. So yeah, I go back to Dad and Chris Robinson and all them in L.A. getting it in. You know, like when 50 and them first hit the scene and all that type of stuff. I've been around that during that era.
Right.
You know, so I done seen the different changes and the levels and all that. So like I said, I've been around 33 years.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the one thing, you never know who you talk to or who you around or whatever. So you know, it's always important, especially when you're on sets, whether it's the coffee boy or somebody making a run, you treat everybody the same, you know, because you never know who's going to be those big stars down the line or big executives down the line, and they remember how you treated them.
That's a fact.
Because when you up, it doesn't matter. You know, you could be at the top of the world. You must come down.
Right.
Everything up comes down.
Everything is ebbs and flows.
Yeah. You know, and you got to work your way back to the top, and then you see those people like, oh, you remember you pissed me off and you went off on me, and I was just asking a simple question, and oh, now look at you. Oh, you need my help, right? It happens. All the time. Yeah. It happens all the time. So definitely, be mindful when it comes to stuff like that.
That makes me want to ask one more question. Then I got it.
Yeah.
Because me myself personally, I go through that all the time. I consider myself a guerrilla filmmaker. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider myself of the industry for real. You know what I mean? I'm of the same train of thought as you. You know, I'm from a similar background, etc. And there's a lot of there's kids in here. There's a lot of BANs, right, that you run across in the so-called industry or whatever, or even just while walking your dogs, even in the underground. Like, a lot of people think the BANs is just in the higher ups. Nah, they in the underground, they everywhere, right? So with that being said, I pride myself on not becoming that, right? No matter when I get my opportunities and things happen for me, you know, is that devil on your shoulder being like, yo, now's your chance, like, you know, go stun on them, go, you know what I'm saying? And I brush it off, and I look for people like yourself who I'm like, nah, the brother was cool. Let me go reach out to him and, you know, King Schmidge and say, cool, like, I pride myself in not becoming that, right? But at the same time, I got to acknowledge these people when they there and not lend myself too much to people that's not going to even spit on me if I'm on fire, right? How do you maintain your integrity in that? You know what I'm saying? Because I met you about almost like 10 years ago or whatever, and I remember I was like so excited to meet you. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. And I remember I see you at my boys who started the Lyricist Lounge. I seen you at day parties and all that. And I introduced as such. I'm like, yo, I see you at the event. Those are my big homies. But I'm a filmmaker too, and I was chopping up with you. And you was just chilling coming from the health food store. You could have been like, yo, bro, not right now. You know what I mean? I hear you, fam, but not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never gave me that energy at all. You always kept it real down to how you came here today. Like, you feel me? Like you said, I texted you last night, and you pulled up. That's real. So how do you maintain your integrity and not just get tempted to be the same thing? Because I know you face it, man.
Yo, it all depends on who you are as a person. You know, how you was raised. I'm cool. I'm mellow. You know, I don't let people. I live a stress-free life, man.
Right.
You know, the stuff that I've been through. I know what it's like not to have. I'm just somebody that just try to remain modest, humble. I know I'm a very powerful person within, but I know what I'm here for.
Right.
As far as I know what my mission is, I know why I'm on this planet, and my planet is just my planet. I'm here to just simply help people.
Right.
Help people further themselves, get to the next levels. You know, even if they going through something, like, how could I help? You know, it might be just a talk, a simple chat or whatever. You know, like, turning you away from the, you know, at the health food store, like, you know, you could have been in a situation where if I wanted to say, just stop and said the right words to you, you know, you could have had a bad day in another direction, you know. So it's energy also, you know. I'm just a positive person. I just want to see people win. You know, some people not like that. Yeah. Some people just, the way they brought up and their mindset is just crazy, man.
They're like, let's just all lose together.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like.
What?
Yeah. But you dropped the jewel. You dropped the jewel because a lot of that was rooted in not just who you are as a person, but your self-esteem too. Like, you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You know your power. So in knowing your power, there's no need to come across that way. You know what I mean? Which shows the other dynamic of that. The people that come across that way usually is probably got the lowest self-esteem and probably the weakest people in the room. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. Salute to you, man.
Gangsters move in silence, right?
That's a fact.
And that doesn't mean that gangster as is portrayed out there. You know, it's just being authentic and real and genuine.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? That's what I am. Like, I'm here. I'm loving what you brothers are doing and everything. I'm like, I wish I would have known earlier. You know,
Yeah,
you
my
would have
bad.
definitely had a supporter in me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, from here on out, definitely.
Salute.
What's up?
These smidges on you. You want to hear about that film, though?
Now, my question was, you talked a lot about your background, but we're here now, and you got the film coming out. You didn't really tell us what the film was about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just give me that. Just give me that, what the film was about, and then we could move past that. But I was
Well,
waiting kind of, you know.
yeah.
It's called Bloody Money, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Just to keep it simple, it's about different crews that go on a crime spree that intersect. You know, one crew deals with scamming, the other crew deals with home invasions, and then I won't say what's the other crew, you know, because that's the crew that, you know, where everything intersects. It kind of the story plots, twists and turns and everything, but it's very raw, authentic. It deals with real life situations. It feels like when you're watching it, like you really going through whatever and understand what they're going through. You know, so.
Ask you a question. When you do films, you often have to do some research and stuff, right? You know, just to get the characters and stuff like that. Being that you're from Tompkins Projects, which side are you mostly on, the home invasion or the scamming side?
Yo,
How did you do your research?
I'm on the third side. The third side is interesting.
Okay.
I'm a little bit.
Now don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
No.
man.
I'm a little bit in the. I'm a mixy character.
Mm-hmm.
My character is mixy. So, you know, and mixy is, as the young folks say, you know, that's just, you know,
You can do
play all the sides.
Yeah.
You can do both.
I play all the sides.
Yeah.
Now, that's dope. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you didn't give us the other side of it, 'cause that's a little intriguing that now. I kind of want to see it.
I know how to put it out
Okay,
there.
okay.
You know?
He did this before.
Yeah. So just to, you know, because I know I'm about to head out, and I know y'all got other guests. I also got another project that I'm one of the producers on. It's called Bottom B.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really a female dog, but I'm not gonna say because you know it's little kids in here, but younger folks in here, not little kids, but Bottom B. That's directed and written, created by Joseph C. Grant. It actually comes out in March, and that's a series. That's about a 16. It takes place in the 1960s,
Wow.
late 60s. You know, we
Period
got the whole authentic period piece
Wow.
down to the clothes and everything. Certain shots and scenes and everything. Everything look authentic.
Fire.
And that's about a 15-year-old prostitute that she got into the game, you know, because her father put her in the game and tried to pimp her out and everything, and you know, after he ended up dying, she was left to fend for herself. So it's a dope piece. And I also got a film coming out later this year called Dope King, and that's part 2 to Dope Fiend that we put out 6-7 years ago.
Mm.
So let me ask you a question before you get out of here. Just how can people access that information of like when you have new projects coming out? You got a website or Instagram or you know what I mean? Like this week.
My Instagram is called Schemaholic. So it's IG, right? And then it's Scheme, SKEEMAHOLIC. So Schemaholic. That right there, that's how y'all can reach me. And just Bloody Money That's _bloody_money.
Yeah, got to spell those out.
Yeah. I love the way he promotes those films, though, man. Like, the way you leave it so, like you said, intriguing. You leave it like, you don't leave us, like, not knowing what it's about, but you leave a piece where it's like, I gotta
What
see
we
where
wanna
it
know.
goes. Yeah. Like, they need, I don't know, you might be a publicist in your future or something, bro. I don't know, bro. Like,
Now, the funny thing is, I do kind of, I put out my own press releases and all that through the wires and all that, through Associated Press and all that. So that's one of the things when you've been in this business, man. You gotta do a little bit of everything. As an indie filmmaker, you don't got the funding to do this. Everything is out your pocket, or out your purse's pocket. Hopefully, you could get grants like we was talking earlier and stuff. But yeah.
Like you said, everything is ebbs and flows, ups and downs. So sometimes I got money, sometimes I don't. But always ask me. You know what I'm saying? If I could be even an associate or whatever, just hit me up, man.
Oh, using your resources is very important. Like that's number one. Reaching out. You don't want to overstep your boundaries and everything, and you don't want to just call people for any old thing,
right?
Unless you really need them.
You might only get that favor once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you got to know which favors to use and what not to, when to call them in and when not to call them in.
Yeah, I'm always looking for a next credit though, so holla at me next time.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you.
What's up, man?
And yeah, man, Bloody Money, man. Go follow that. Go follow E.
And let me shout out the writer of that,
yes,
Angelia Jackson.
What's up? Takes a nation.
For real. You got a cohort that you always rock with at this point, like a group of actors that you always rocking with, like a collective.
A few. I got a few people I holler at, but my core is really I work with a few different teams or whatever. I got like a small bag full of like directors and sound people, editors that I deal with, and it's like we're not one big team. They're my one big team, but everybody's separate, and I jump on this project. I jump on this project, but I'm the producer.
That's what's up, man. Salute to you, man. And I look forward to supporting everything you got going on.
Congrats, brother.
Thank you.
It's a process. Trust me, it's a process.
Yeah.
Show for sure.
So just to get to the finish line.
Yeah, word.
Just to get to the finish line is commendable. Trust me. We know if you're just watching TV and you just think this stuff should jump on TV, it's not how that works. So the fact that you got it to the level where people gonna be able to see it, congrats, brother.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah. Execution is everything. It's a lot of people that jump in stuff, but they don't finish the race.
Right.
You have to finish the race.
Sir.
At the end of the day, you have to finish the race more than anything.
Yeah.
Because that's how people going to judge you by that. Like they're going to see the work and everything, but it's like even if they might not like the work or like it, they're going to respect it because it's like you finish that and you put that project together, we know what it takes to make that happen. So I commend you on that alone.
That's what's up, brother. Word.
That's one of the first things I learned. I came in the game with an indie film, and my first film, and people were just like, congratulations before they even seen it. Just because you finished it. I met dudes that went to film school and everything. Was like, I didn't even make my first film yet. How you do that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you.
Appreciate
I'll let you go.
man.
I know you got to take your son out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to switch out real quick.
Yeah.
We are networking here at the Black Filmmakers Networking Mixer by the African Poetry Theater for the African Poetry Theater's Black History Month Film Festival. Next up, we have King Smith talking with director, writer, producer, all-around good guy, hypnotist,
Say that.
DJ, griot. Did you put out a book yet? You on your way? You're going to put out a book soon. I'm just predicting the future and all that. You know what I'm saying? Victorious De Costa. What's up, brother?
Oh, we live. Oh, it's this what we doing?
Oh yeah, we live.
we
We,
live,
we,
we
we,
live,
we,
man.
we ain't never stopped being live, but you know,
Cool.
thank God for the edit button. You know
All
what I'm saying?
Now we good.
Yo, listen, man.
Hello, TV land.
He said a lot of slashes there, brother.
Yeah.
Facts.
What's the main slash? What's the main thing as people say? Out of all them slashes, what's your passionate slash?
Okay, good. See, that last part added definition. The passionate slash is creating music.
Ah,
Yeah, great.
there we
That's
go.
the passion.
Okay.
But the film slash is what brings the half of the bread home, pays the cell phone bill. And all
There we go.
that.
Cell phone bills kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, given the opportunity, you'll be on the music side more than the film side. Given the opportunity,
It would be easier for me emotionally to just create music. If I could make the same money that I make with film making music, I would definitely go into more music.
so music is kind of your wheelhouse,
Yes.
so to speak.
Much like yourself.
Yeah, honestly.
Go back on.
How you know all that, man? All right, but I say the same thing, man. But I think what we both have though, when you live in these creative zones, it's a part of creativity too.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have that thing, whereas you can make these two fields juxtapose with each other. Because music and film go together.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if you can go back to, first of all, if you do music, once you got into the 80s and the early 90s, it had to be visual.
Right.
So that's creative on the visual side. But then we want to go back to the film side and work backwards. Film doesn't really work good without some type of sound,
Right,
without
exactly.
music, without score. So they all work hand in hand. So a person like you, and I'll even say myself in that, who have the talent and capability of hearing and seeing, that gives you a leg up. Especially when you're, like you said, with all them slashes, a lot of those slashes aren't, let me speak for myself. I have a couple slashes myself, and they aren't on purpose. I would love to just be a film director.
Right.
But the way my bank account is set up,
Right.
Same here.
it don't quite allow me to just have one job. So I had to learn how to edit and how to film. I had to learn how to use these cameras and learn how to light. And God gave me the talent to actually have the ears to know how sound should sound. So that was something that was given to me. I can't even say I practiced that. Right. I was born, playing instruments and stuff like that. So when you're creative, it gives you all these creative outlets, right? So what do you do when you can't get your creative juices to flow? Meaning you have a bunch of stuff in your head. You have music in your head. You have film in your head. Like, what do you do to get it out?
The creativity?
Yeah. And let's take it from two angles. Take it from the creativity side, and then when I want to get it to the masses, and the masses may be YouTube. It may be one of your projects that you just want to finish editing. Get to the finish line, as the last brother talked about. What do you do to push through?
To push through, I really think about the alternative. Like if I don't push through, what happens?
Oh, selling crack rock. No, we can't do that.
It's interesting because there was a time, there was a decade where there would have been some things that I could fall back to. At least in my mind, I could fall back to certain things. Now it's like, all right, I can't fall back to any of the things that I thought I could fall back on because of my age and just like my wisdom. So now it's like, all right, there's kind of like no choice. But if I'm not able to, let's say with music, to manifest what I feel at the time, that's when I start absorbing other art.
Okay.
But I just have so many projects going on at once. Sometimes what I do as an artist, it goes beyond the creative. It just becomes like the business. Like I have a slate that I have to work on, regardless of how I feel or whatnot. So thankfully, if I say I write a script or I develop a film, something like that, if I do that on, let's say, January 1st, I don't have to have a creative, influx all year until I finish. I satisfy what I did on
Gotcha.
January 1st.
Gotcha.
So I don't know how creative I feel right now, 'cause I'm still working on the last creative thought,
Okay.
creative moment. So it's kind of like this never letting up on the thing that I promised myself that I would do. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I put out short film exit interview last year, which is out on a black woman-owned streamer named Quality TV.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know, I wrote that 8 years ago. You know what I mean? I was feeling real creative 8 years ago. I wrote like 3 joints, you know what I mean? So it's all about, for me, if I'm not in a space to create more, just like, it's finish your plate. I got my plate, I got mad food on my plate. I can't leave the table. I might get a beating. I've been getting beatings. So, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's just something, man. I think sometimes that's what happens. You made a good point about having so much on your table, on your plate. And sometimes it's just about finishing.
Yeah.
Let me finish this before I go to the next.
Right.
Let me get this. Let me close this door.
Which is difficult. You know what I mean?
Very difficult.
You wanna like do what you think is gonna bust. You know what I mean? What's gonna bust next? And then times what's gonna come easier. Times what's gonna bring in the most money. You gotta have that little equation.
Yeah.
And then what I got energy for. You know what I mean? So it's pretty tough sometimes.
Yeah.
So I do work hard, but I know that I could always work harder. You know what I mean?
And then you're adding a little plain old life into that. You know, we all live in life.
You know, I'll be doing a better job of living life this year, because this is just like life. Like all the slashes take up a lot of the life. So if it ain't that, I'm just laying down.
Right.
I mean, I'm absorbing some YouTube, some mindless drivel. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, we need that sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't just be inundating our minds with all this knowledge. Sometimes you need good old curb your enthusiasm.
Always curb. All right, respect. All right. I wasn't sure now I could rock with you. That's word. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
want to curb end of the night. Yeah.
I just went on the curb. Maybe today is Saturday. I say like Wednesday. I just found myself up till 2:30 a.m. laughing very loud, like this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just admit nothing. It wasn't moving my life forward, but it might have been because sometimes you just need to see some more creativity.
Right.
And I love his creativity and the improv. So that's what I do sometimes. I let my stuff go, and I watch your stuff.
Right.
I said, let me just get out of my head first, and let me get in your vision, and let me see what you got going on. That's how I get out of my little situation. Sometimes you hit those mental blocks. You got all this stuff to do, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to finish it, and slash this, slash that, slash that. And I just say, forget all the slashes for a second.
Right.
Let me watch somebody else's creativity, somebody else's genius.
And I think with that show, not to go too far into that, that show.
We
with
could, man.
Larry
So don't
David,
do it. We could do it. So don't.
You know, Larry David, the Brooklyn Night. You know, you take that show in this historical context. Back then, there weren't many shows that didn't have a laugh track and live audience, whatever. And also, the show that I understand is not really scripted. Like they know what's going to happen, and then they just go. And just the courage to do that. Like, you know, we gotta have all the lines, and they gotta. It's like when you know you have the right cast and crew, you're able to do those type of things. So it's definitely an inspirational show.
Definitely a lot of trust. You got to trust your cast. You got to trust that, because they give them a roadmap. Like you said, they know where they're gonna go.
Right.
But how they're gonna get there, they leave real nebulous, and it leaves room for the actors to act and create. So that's.
And the camera crew gotta be on point.
Yeah, amazing. Matter of fact, one more.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't know I had a brother in Curb over here.
Brother in
Curb.
Yeah,
I love
it.
it.
Baby. We gotta talk about somebody black though. What black we got out there? It's like Curb enough, man.
Well, oh yeah, how did that happen? Hey, listen, we just get back to the blackity black over here, man. Black History Month, man. Curb Your Enthusiasm was stolen from the black man.
That's why we not free.
That's why we're not free now, man. Curb Your Enthusiasm was stolen from the black man. That was a black show. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
But JB Smooth though.
Yes,
you know.
that was a black show, man. It's Black History Month, and I don't care what the facts are, but that show was stolen from a black man, and that's how we're gonna keep it until February 29th.
Yo,
all right?
but all right.
I'm sorry.
I like that show too, but Victorious, let's hear about your
sir.
film that you're showing at the African Poetry Theater's Black History Month event.
All right. First, I want to shout out to African Poetry Theater.
Salute.
Thank you, sir.
I used to be there a lot in the late '90s, like 98, 99, 2000. As a 5%er, we would have rallies there. I did security there and everything, you know, and so right, the Voices, right, with C.I. Kill and my brother and all that. So it's really cool to be a part of this iteration of that great institution. You know what I mean? So I'm doing a film. I directed a film called Butterflies Jump 2. And Butterflies Jump 2 is about racial disparity in regards to the suicide rates of black and brown children in this country. We ain't laughing no more, are we? Yeah, we ain't laughing.
Yeah, that's kind of heavy.
It's a short documentary. There is a feature version that my partner Stephanie Carnegie and I are working on, but until we're able to get that done, we said let's just make this into a short 20-minute joint, and just to get the word out.
Let me ask you, prior to shooting it and post, what was your feelings on this subject before and after? Like, once because you shot it, you had to be there you had to get a lot of those testimonials. Even me watching it was kind of heavy.
Yeah.
So you speaking and seeing these things happen, what was your view on this topic prior and post this project?
Well, yeah, man. So first of all, I didn't know the numbers, you know what I mean, the rates and everything, until Stephanie told me. But the topic of suicide and young black people dying by suicide, that was something near and dear to my heart, because I have a lot of friends that died by suicide. I got the homie like Bourne, Master, Lamar, Jerome, you know. So
Yeah, God bless.
you know, the first one was like 19, back when we were 19. So it's something that always been on my heart. But when she came to me in 2000 and maybe 19, I was like, no, thank you. I ain't gonna do that. I'm cool. And then she came to me the following year. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'll help you do that, but I'm not gonna touch that because it was too heavy for me. And I had just did the film about Yusuf Hawkins, which was about a slain 16-year-old black boy. And then Digging for Walden Ravine, which was a 58-year-old elder who died by suicide. So I had a lot of black death on me, you know what I mean? I just all right, I can't, black children dying now, all right, man. I couldn't do that.
Gotcha.
But 2022, I refreshed it a little bit, and I said, all right, I'm down to do this project. But suicide awareness is very important to me. And I always heard the myth, like, that's some white boy stuff, and we don't do that. And I just always knew that was not true. But just to find out the numbers and to find out the origin of the myth, just blew my mind. Like every interview, I'm learning a whole lot of things. Yeah, and see how white supremacy is tied into those deaths. You know what I mean?
Crazy, man. Congratulations on even bringing that project to fruition, man. That's a deep project, and I think everybody who sees that are going to be enlightened. You have to be once you see it, because like you said, we don't know those numbers. We hear about it here and there, and as black people, we know we're, like you said, that's that white people stuff. We're not supposed to have emotions. We're not supposed to show emotion. We're not supposed to seek help.
Sorry, I didn't mention Kiko. Kiko, she died. She jumped in front of a train. Sorry about that. I just had to name all the names.
All these are tough, man. Just thinking about that. I just heard about a brother recently who took his life last year, and let's pivot.
Well, we ain't got to pivot too much, but I definitely want to hear Victorious' take for the soundbite purposes. What is one of the main reasons that people should come see this film, in your opinion?
I think that if you are a parent or no parents or no children, you should see Butterflies Jump 2, because it can arm you with information and perspective. If you're a school administrator or a teacher, the same thing. It can give you some good perspective on what could happen and why things happen.
It's a damn good answer.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. I was just freestyling.
Yo, Victorious, thank you, man.
Appreciate
I really
it, brother.
appreciate you. Thank you for your patience and all that.
Oh, no, you know.
You're a busy man. We going out to eat later, or you?
No, I have to
gotta make
go
some
into
I'm
run some
gonna
errands.
hold it down. I'm gonna go over there and get some. What you want me to order?
I don't want them to know what I be eating. my business. Vegan though.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
tell them, where we can find Victorious and stay in the loop with Victorious's mission.
I have a website, Victorious DeCosta, VictoriousDecosta. If you do the Instagram, it's Victorious1122.
That's what we need nowadays.
Yeah, I'd be in a block.
You don't need no physical address. Nothing else. Technology is serious, man.
Maybe on the corner of Cotillion and Ocean Avenue. Maybe.
Maybe.
Technology has taken the place of all that. So we got your IG, we got your website, and just keep us abreast, brother.
Will do. And you'll find me on 22nd of February at the Museum of Moving Image,
Facts.
showing Butterflies Jump 2.
Man, good man. What am I doing up here? Why am I even sitting here?
I'm not sure.
Yes, please. On the 22nd, Museum of Moving Image, the 9th annual African Poetry Theater Black History Month Film Festival. Butterflies Jump 2 will be playing there. So all the stuff you talked about just now, you're going to see it. And it's very well shot. Very well shot. I'm impressed. We actually have 5 programs playing that day.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Shot myself, so that's okay.
Oh, no, so you did. Okay,
All right,
nah, very well shot. And that's coming from somebody else who shoots.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Nah, it was very well shot, brother. Congratulations on that.
surprised. Yeah.
Come through next week, guys. I'm going to keep saying the day because who knows when you guys are going to see this, but February 22nd. So if you watch this on February 23rd, don't come next week. I just want to let you know. I know how that works sometimes. People just see stuff and just don't come next week. But if you're watching before February 22nd, please come through to the Museum of Moving Image for the African Poetry Theater 9th Annual Film Festival and see some great projects for some great black directors, writers, producers, filmmakers. We all come together and we'll celebrate one another.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Out to Queens.
Appreciate you, brother.
Peace.
You have a great day. Thanks for coming through, man.
Thank you.
All right.
That's what's up. All right, so next we're gonna have a 2-for-1, as requested by the director of the organization, because we're a little short for time. So we want to bring Maya and Tuffy to the stage at the same time. And King Schmitz, you want to sit over here and continue this right here? You want me? All right, I got you. I got you. I hope y'all enjoying this. You know what I mean? I am. I sure am. And salute to the African Poetry Theater for this powerful film festival. I really appreciate them doing this and letting me even join this year, you know, from my standpoint. But yes, introduce yourself. Tell us, you know, who you are, what you do in regards to the film business, and how you came here, how you got here.
My name is Tuffy Questel. I'm a casting director, actor, teacher, advisor. I'm a thought provoker and an idea man. I've worked in advertising. I teach middle school. I teach music and art in middle school. I've been acting since I was my first commercial and first project. I was 3 years old, and I've been acting my entire life. I think that as people of color and as a man of God, that my stage is everywhere outside of my house. So I think performers are always on, even though I still think James Avery, which is one of the greatest lines ever, he said, actors only act when they're getting paid to act. He said, otherwise we're all struggling dreamers. And I love that. I'm not even mad at that idea. So I tell actors all the time, be on when you're on and be off when you're off. Respect the downtime. So I love what I do as a teacher, as an educator, and as a performer. And as a casting director, I get the opportunity to give opportunities. So I love what I do.
That's what's up, Tuffy. I appreciate you, and good meeting you, by the way, brother.
Same here. And you know you give me Malcolm Jamal Warner, right? Real hard.
Marcus.
I didn't want to say that earlier, but you're giving me Malcolm Jamal Warner. You have the voice, you have the look. You know, y'all aren't built the same, but the voice is strong. And then you said, you can call me Mr. M. I was like, oh, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. M. Love is love.
Love is love. Love is love, Tommy. And Maya B, my sister Maya B, a.k.a. Maya Baker from shootfilms.people. Introduce yourself, who you are in regards to the film business, and how you ended up here.
All right. So my name is Maya Baker. I go by Maya B. I consider myself a teacher as well, although I teach preschool, the foundation before the foundation, right? I'm a preschool special ed teacher, but I'm also a filmmaker and a writer, mother, lover of old things, vintage. So my latest project is a short film called Finals that deals with a school shooting that happens on the last day of school. And it goes through a black boy seeing something happen in the bathroom and trying to get attention from the principal but not being believed. And it deals with racism in school. It deals with a lot of things. School shootings, it deals with racism. It deals with the last day of school and how chaotic it can be on that last day because everybody's just trying to finish. And I wanted to do that not just because my brand is called Shoot Films Not People, but to bring awareness to school shootings because they happen so much in this country, to the point that I feel like students are scared to go to school. And although they say that it's mostly depends on race, like in urban communities, we don't really deal with school shootings. I think that it's a topic that needs to be brought up anyway, because although it doesn't really happen in urban communities, I feel like we're all affected by it in some way, shape, or form.
And what brought you here is that you're going to be screening the trailer at the festival next week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'll be screening the trailer next week at this festival. And the film is still in production, post-production actually. We shot the film last April, and now we're still raising funds to complete the film. So it's in post-production for the most part.
Tell us a little bit about,
Congratulations. That's hot.
Congratulations.
Shoot Films, Not People.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that before we go back to Tuffy, about your experience since we're still in the post-production stage. Tell us about the experience shooting the film. And I know it's not your first film, so.
Yeah, so this is my first narrative film because I'm mostly, I would say, done documentaries. But I've always been a writer from poetry down to fiction writing and screenwriting. So this is a film that I wrote that I wanted to shoot. And once I decided it in my head that this is what it was going to be, before I left LA, I moved back this July. And I was like, I have to make a film before I leave LA because my whole purpose of being there was really for that, right? So I wrote the film, and then I raised money on Kickstarter. I raised like close to $17,000. Logic was one of my executive producers on the project, and a lot of people that I know chipped in and helped me reach the goal. And then I shot it in Los Angeles at a high school, Voices Charter School, which is actually a performing arts school as well, and they have a film component at the school. So it was a very Hollywood experience, I'll say that. It really was because I'm used to being an independent filmmaker, and it was a great learning experience because, you know, we had a script supervisor, I had an AD, you know, and all these things. And it really chopped away the money, paying all these people, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, okay, the film is shot. It was a 2-day shoot. I was very ecstatic about it. Love the look of it. I feel like I had an amazing DP. So now I'm just ready to get the film done and out there. But it was an amazing experience. I'm happy that we pulled it off, and I just can't wait till, you know, we're able to put it out there because I feel like it's going to be a piece that creates dialogue in ways people really haven't thought about how school shootings happen.
Right. And that's a fly shirt you got on there, shameless plug, right?
Thank you. Yes, this is the brand Shoot Films Not People. It's also an apparel brand that I started in 2020. First it was the Shoot Films Not People Productions. Now it's also Shoot Films Not People Apparel.
Right. So how can they get a shirt? How can they get a shirt?
You can go to shootfilmsnotpeople.store, and you can also go to Shoot Films Not Peeps on my Instagram.
Okay. And Tuffy.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear about how you got connected with the Afrikan Poetry Theater and all the things they do in the film industry.
The two gentlemen who put Afrikan Poetry Theater together, well, I'll just say Sekou and Smidge are family. They're like I at one point I called them my sons, but now they're my business partners because I've watched them grow. I used to bring them to every set. They are the best of friends with my brother Rara or Rodney. and I watched them all create stuff from music to mayhem over the last 40 years. And I've watched them all become fathers. You know, Sekou beat everybody to the punch, but that's because Sekou was like, I don't need nobody, I need her. So I watched these three gentlemen become fathers, and I've watched them grow. And the African Poetry Theater, which, you know, give props to the men in their lives, and Sekou's pops, and, you know, the great men of honor that I've met through this family over the last 40 years. There was no way I wasn't going to say yes to anything they asked, except for, like I said earlier, the porn that Sekou wanted me to be a part of. I don't do porn anymore since I hurt my hip. But no, the African Poetry Theater is just a family affair at all times. Yeah. So doing acting classes with them, doing any of their classes, doing stand-up on the stage, getting up with them to perform, anything we do, we do with a certain amount of love and a certain amount of vigor. And I'm very proud to say that I'm affiliated with these gentlemen. So, yes, at one point they were kind of my sons, especially when we were shooting 100 Center Street at the Kaufman Astoria Studios in the 90s, and you know, getting paid to hang out with the likes of Oscar winners like Alan Arkin and LaTanya Richardson Jackson, who is Sam Jackson's wife. We've been very blessed to do some great work as a casting director and as actors, and now they're producers and ADs and directors and creatives. And you can only say thank you, Lord, that none of us, you know, got caught up in the system or by a bullet or by the navigating this world is not easy, especially as black men, because black men cry. I read that somewhere today. But yes, we are still here, still fighting a good fight. In spite of it all, thank God.
Thank you, man. I thank you for those words, man. Word. And Tuffy, what's next for you, man? What's next for you, brother? I know you got something in the cut. You might can't tell us, but you should still tell us.
I will tell you about a film that I'm casting right now. A film called Mama Glow. It's a supernatural film being shot in Trinidad this summer, May and June. It stars Breezy from All American. And Saul Williams, and some really great talent. I'm still developing some of the characters. I can't say I'm developing the characters. The actors that we're talking to, we can't speak about yet.
Right.
But it looks really good. It's a really great script. The director is Lauren Marsden she's Trinidadian, but from Canada, and just an amazing sister. And it's lovely to have a woman director. And woman producers, and we have Selwyn Jacobs, another great producer from the islands. So we're really excited about it. And it had a bigger budget, and we made it a smaller budget so that we can make it an independent film and make it stay where it's at.
Right.
So it's a nice $3 million budget, but if anybody wants to give money, my pockets are always available. But we are really making this project for the people, because it's really about the powers of Trinidad, the powers of the water, and the powers of humanity. So it's not fully political, but there are some political components within the film. The script is amazing, though.
That sounds really powerful, man.
Yes, sir.
Sounds really powerful.
Thank you.
You know?
God is good.
God is great, absolutely.
And by the way, it's an honor to be on your platform for your audience, to meet you and to see your energy. And I pray God's blessings over everything you do forward.
Thank you, brother.
No doubt.
I accept that, you know what I mean? And I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me.
No doubt.
You know? And Maya, you got anything you want to promote before we get up out of here? Because I see people walking, they like, we got to go. I don't know. But,
No, I just say, you know, come out to the festival next week and support these brothers, support the artists, support the filmmakers, and, you know, I'm happy to be a part of it and to learn more. Always open.
Yeah. I think we made some good connections today, right?
For sure.
I think this was very, very, very productive.
Yeah.
I feel like good people, some people already knew each other. You know, Ephraim already knew Tuffy, you know what I mean? But some people they met for the first time, or they met again, you know, but connected stronger. So I think today's event and I'm, towards the end of it now, I'm getting loss of words, right? But I think today's event was absolutely a success. Salute to the African Poetry Theater.
Yes, salute to
You
you.
know what I
I'm
mean?
glad to be here.
Yeah, that's a fact. Salute to the African Poetry Theater. Salute to King Smidge, Say Cool. Salute to all the filmmakers who pulled up. Victorious, De Costa, Maya Baker, Ephraim Fetty Benton, Tuffy. I forgot your last name, Tuffy.
Questel. Like the quest for something to tell people about it.
Honorable mention to Muhammad X. Shakur in the back on the press side of things, taking some good pictures. Salute to my man Cliffy Bars, who, he's a co-producer of my first film as well as Maya Baker is of my first film. And he came out, so salute to Cliffy Bars. Salute to that brother, that good brother right there. Yeah, that's Cliffy. You remember Cliffy, right?
Okay. What
Salute to Cliffy Bars.
How you do?
She ain't seen Cliffy since we went to L.A. that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say Cliffy or is it Cliff now? I mean, are you grown? I mean, how's that work? Cliffy's good? All right, just making sure. I don't want to say Cliffy and then have you shoot me when you walk out of here. Yes, man.
Oh, no, I just always wanted to do this.
I know. I already know.
Don't call it a comeback now.
I was gonna say you or Sekou, but Sekou walked off. You gotta hit him with the Russell Simmons at the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll do that. But what I want to do prior to that is I want to make sure that everybody knows that the African Poetry Theater will be having its annual film program this year. And my man Montaigne will once again be one of our guest instructors who gives a lot of great information. My brother Tuffy Questel right here leads our acting program. So if anybody wants to be involved with these community programs, we are churning out people to careers. Matter of fact, we had one lady who came back a second time for our acting class after not attending for a couple of years. I asked, hey, what made you come back? She said, I started seeing people in the class on TV. Well, that's what we're here for.
Yes.
We're not playing out here. Tuffy is, 40 years in the game?
At least.
Myself, I'm 20 years in the game on the film side, on the other side of the camera.
That's right.
Please sign up for the African Poetry Theater film and acting class. You can hit me directly. I'm trying to think the best way. I'm saying IG. What's the best IG? I'm going to say it slow. HV, that's V as in Victor, _films. HV_films. If you would like to be a part
Wait. Say it one more time without my phone ringing. My bad.
How about that? Instagram, HV_films. That is HV_films. Unless you've been sitting on the couch for a while saying you want to be an actor. You've been saying you want to get in the film. I got these great ideas. I got an idea for what people tell me all the time. I got an idea for a nice movie.
They do.
I want to be an actor. I could do something. Do it. Just do it.
Get out of your own way.
Get out of your own way.
Facts.
We are giving you an opportunity. And if I tell you the price, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. The price of our classes, because we always tell people to look it up. Look up how much film classes cost. Look how much acting classes cost. And then look at the people who direct our film classes and our acting programs. The same people you see on TV every day are our guest instructors.
That's right.
Every week.
That's right.
Just get out of your own way, guys. Thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. And join us next week at the Film Festival, guys.
Let's do it.
Have a great week.
We'll see you all at the Film Festival for those of you who listened and took note. And also the website is there in the lower third, the African Poetry Theater, thought.org. I said thought.org. God, oh my God.
Thought.org is another organization.
That is another organization. Once again, the African Poetry Theater, spelled AFRIKAN, Poetry Theater, spelled as in like an arts theater or play theater, THEATRE.org. So salute to the African Poetry Theater. Salute to all of the filmmakers that came. I'm messing up my own shot. If I was producing and I did what I did, I'll be behind the scenes mad that I just did that. So thank God for the edit. You know what I mean? Thank God for posts. And yeah, we'll see you guys. Go meet us at the MoMI next Saturday.
Thanks for coming out. Good night. Get home safely.
Peace.
Good night.
Yep.